Worthy Cincinnati just another NYE snack for Alabama. Cincinnati didn't look out of place in the college football playoff semifinal. It's just that Alabama was never out of position when it mattered the most. After the muffed punt, Kool-Aid McKinstry was there to recover it and deny Cincinnati a perfect opportunity to tie the game. When Cincinnati found momentum after an interception by Bryce Young, Alabama's defensive line shut it down with key plays from Phil Mathis and Will Anderson Jr. Facing 3rd and 16 on the wrong side of the field, Young stepped up in the pocket and fired a strike to receiver Jameson Williams for 20 yards. A few plays later, Young put the game away with a touchdown pass to tight end Cameron Latu. It was Alabama 27, Cincinnati 6 in the 86th playing of the Cotton Bowl Classic on Friday night from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and now it's on to Indianapolis and the national championship game for the Crimson Tide. Watching number 1 Alabama dominate might have felt perfunctory and predestined, but don't let that take away from the significance of the moments that defined this game. And that goes for Cincinnati as much as it does Alabama. Related, Bryce Young breaks TD record for Tide QBs. Related, Alabama injury updates after Cotton Bowl. Related, what Nick Saban said after Alabama's victory against Cincinnati. Related, what you need to know about tickets to national championship. For Alabama, we've seen a young team come together that could have collapsed after their first trip to Texas this season. Saban, go figure, has done a masterful job developing this team's core after last year's senior-laden offense dominated everyone in its path. The loss to Texas A&M helped this team grow more than any victory, and the depth of Alabama, as Saban pointed out, showcased itself in the Cotton Bowl. We made plays when we needed to make them, said Nick Saban, Alabama's legendary 70-year-old coach. The struggles of Alabama this season feel so long ago, but Saban said it really took a long time to develop leadership qualities for a group that watched the older guys do all the heady stuff in 2020. Brian Robinson, the 6th-year senior running back from Tuscaloosa, found his way, though, and for that hard work the ball found his hands 26 times against Cincinnati. He made the most of the opportunity, rushing for 204 yards in the Cotton Bowl. Like a dream come true, Robinson said. Like they were out to prove a point early, Robinson and his offensive mates went hard at the Bearcats and pounded the ground like the old days. Nothing cute. All smash mouth. Here it comes, Cincinnati. Stop it if y'all can. They couldn't. Few ever have. Alabama is playing in its 9th national championship game in the last 13 years on January 10th. That might be the most incredible statistic of all for this dynasty. Happy New Year's. Tip your bartenders. For Alabama's players, these moments remain special despite all the winning. Anderson, the all-everything linebacker, called it unbelievable that Alabama's defense kept Cincinnati out of the end zone. For someone with so much natural talent, that kind of honest humility doesn't come easily, but we've learned this season it's that very thing which makes Anderson such a special player. Anderson's sacks all came at critical moments for Cincinnati's offense. The Bearcats only reached the red zone twice and had to settle for a pair of field goals. Could have been a lot different, Saban said. The game-defining moments all broke Alabama's way, but number 4 Cincinnati was not outclassed here in Texas. They proved a great group of 5 team is worthy of the college football playoff, and that could be the legacy of this game, from a macro perspective of the sport, more than anything Alabama does in the championship game. Cincinnati, history will remember, broke the glass ceiling on New Year's Eve 2021 by becoming the first so-called group of 5 team to play in the college football playoff. Amid a transitional era for college football, that's a win for the little guys of this sport ruled by an upper class. There is no doubt in my mind that they belonged in the college football playoff, Saban said. Cincinnati was well coached. The Bearcats had good players. Their fans were legion and loud. They won the spirit stick, no doubt. Number 1 Alabama, as it always does on this stage, crushed the joy of another semifinal opponent. Was Cincinnati just as good as Michigan State in 2017 and Clemson in 2018 and Oklahoma in 2019 and Notre Dame in 2020? Sure, why not? All were blown out by Alabama in this round of the CFP. Welcome to the big time, Bearcats. Now you'll understand what it feels like to be a deserving New Year's Eve hors d'oeuvre for the kings of college football. Joseph Goodman is a columnist for the Alabama Media Group. He's on Twitter at Joe Goodman Jr. His new book, We Want Bama, A Season of Hope and the Making of Nick Saban's Ultimate Team, is available wherever books are sold.